I had to develop 5 essential habits before I hit my first 10K month with my agency. And the first habit is having an unwavering certainty in your mission. And what I mean by that is that you should never have any feelings of doubt about whether or not you will achieve your goals. I have been very lucky in the sense that I have always had that in me. I have never doubted that I will achieve my goals. And even when I was a kid, when I was setting myself a bit like smaller goals than what I have now, for example, I always had this dream of buying a motorcycle. I was saving up since I was like 12 years old, and I had no doubt about the fact that I would eventually get a motorcycle. So I have internalized that at a very young age, but I know for some people it might be more difficult, and you have to keep reminding yourself that there is no way that you are failing on this journey if you do your best. Of course, there are different vehicles. Sometimes I'm doubting the agency model. Sometimes I was doubting my other businesses that I had before my agency. That is completely normal, but I have never ever in my life, and I can say that from the bottom of my heart, doubted whether or not I will achieve my goals. I knew that I would hit 10K a month. I have no doubt that I will become a millionaire pretty soon. I have no doubt that if I set my mind to it, I could become a billionaire. And again, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because your self-talk is, of course, super important. The way you structure your mind and the way you think about things is the way they actually present themselves and manifest to you. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your reality. So by changing your thoughts and always being positive, always being 100% sure about the fact that you will succeed, will take you a long way. And again, if you struggle with that in the beginning, just fake it. And when you have those negative thoughts, just like think to yourself, I'm going to succeed. Just keep reinforcing that until you actually see some success in life, and then that will just become a reinforcing loop. So don't let yourself get into this pit of negative reinforcements where you tell yourself that you're not going to succeed, then you don't succeed because you thought that you're not going to succeed, which again reinforces your thought that you're not going to succeed, and you just begin spiraling down. So habit number 1 is always being positive and always having an unwavering certainty in the fact that I will succeed in my mission. Habit number 2, and this one is super basic. It is going to bed and waking up at the same time. My opinion is that if you are not able to do this super basic human activity with a certain routine, how do you expect to achieve any kind of success in business, in relationships, anywhere else where you have to be accountable to yourself and to other people, when again you're not even able to go to bed and wake up at the same time? So that is the first part of it. Second part is that it is just amazing for your productivity. You can make a super specific routine where everything happens at the same time every single day. You eat lunch at the same time, you eat dinner at the same time, you work at the same time, you go to sleep at whatever 9, wake up at 5. That's the routine that I've been using for a while now. So for about a year, I was going to sleep at 9 p.m. and waking up at 5 a.m. consistently. And in that year, I saw great success in my business. Of course, I'm not saying that you just going to sleep and waking up is going to give you an immense amount of success, but it is definitely not going to hurt. So if your sleep schedule is fucked, get it in order right away. Begin going to sleep at the same time. It's not that difficult. You are probably making up excuses. Oh, I have friends, I have homework, whatever it is. There are tons of excuses that you can use, but at the end of the day, you are the only one responsible for your schedule, and you cannot put that blame on anyone else. So habit number 2 is going to sleep and waking up at the same time every single day. Habit number 3 is learning something new and becoming at least 1% better every single day. You've probably heard this statistic that if you become a single percent better every single day over the course of a year, you are going to become 37 times better. Of course, you can't measure how much better you have become, but you know, at the end of the day, when you go to sleep and you ask yourself, has this been a productive day? Have I become better? You can usually honestly and pretty correctly tell yourself if that is the case or not. So if you go to sleep and you feel pretty shit about the day. You feel that you have wasted a day. Nothing has come of it. Maybe you did a little bit of work, but you haven't had any real progress. That is a feeling that I would dig into and try to understand where it's coming from. What is the issue? Is it you scrolling social media? Are you just working too lazily? Are you not pushing hard enough in the gym? Figure out what it is that is holding you back. So habit number 3 is becoming at least 1% better every single day. Habit number 4, and this is one that I am leaning into more and more for every single week and every single month, is thinking for myself. So we are used to, when we were growing up, listening to our parents and just taking what our parents and our teachers say as fact, and surprise, surprise, in like, I don't know, 60-70% of cases, it's not actually right for you, especially teachers whose goal is to just give you the best grades possible and send you off to university, college, whatever the next step of your schooling process is. So it's been huge for me to just think for myself. When someone says, get a degree, I just sit down, think why should I get a degree? Not just because they told me to, but what is like the actual reason behind it, and does that apply to me? And turns out in that specific area the answer was no. So that's why I dropped out of high school and didn't continue any like official schooling. But point is, just sit down, be super honest with yourself, and come to decisions on your own. Even if you are young, if you are 14, 15, 16 years old, you are already able of critical thought. You are able to make decisions on your own. Of course, consider all of the points, listen to your parents, say what they have to say. But then again, sit down, think for yourself, and make decisions on your own. So habit number 4 is always thinking for yourself and always asking why when someone is giving you some piece of advice. Lastly, habit number 5 is constantly debriefing situations after they happen. So something good happened, sit down, think through it, understand why it went well. Don't just take it for granted. Try to replicate that success in the future. But it is especially important if something went wrong. So let's say you didn't close a sales call and it ended abruptly because of some reason. Sit down, understand what you did wrong. Be super honest with yourself. Don't put the blame on other people. Remember that you are the captain of your ship. You are the one responsible for your life. And one of the most fundamental ways of taking responsibility is just understanding what went wrong and trying to not repeat that in the future. So again, let's get back to our example with the sales call. You just got off a sales call, you have like a super bad feeling. The potential client is not happy, like something went wrong on the sales call. Immediately sit down, open a fresh page in your notebook or on your computer, like a new Notion document or a new Google document, and just think on paper. Think like, what went wrong? What did I say wrong? At what point did the person's mood change? Consider your general approach. Maybe you did it wrong. Maybe you should have had more sales meetings. You get the point. Be super analytical and understand what went wrong. And once you have the answer, or at least what you think is the answer, because sometimes you're going to miss and sometimes you're going to think the issue is something that is not actually the issue. But point is, once you are 99% certain that what you have found is the real issue, write it down, and next time you are on a sales call, don't repeat that. So every single mistake in your life should be repeated a maximum of 1 single time. If you repeat something several times, then there is something wrong with your approach and you should refine it. And again, be more active with debriefing to avoid repeating mistakes in the future. So habit number 5 is being super proactive with debriefing situations, both when they go well, but also, and more importantly, when they go sideways. So super quick video. These are 5 habits that I really wish someone would have told me sooner, because they have been life-changing for me and my success in business so far. If you are running an agency, make sure to join my school group down in the description. It is a free private community of about 220 other SMMA owners where you can chat, mingle, join our weekly Q&As and ask me questions, and just in general get value and be able to bounce different ideas and problems off other agency owners. So you will find a link to that down in the description. If you believe that I deserved it, make sure to leave a like on the video. Have an amazing week, and I can't wait to meet you at the top.